Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we've got a really cool case study for you. It's all about what happens when you take some super advanced AI and actually make it useful for real people. We're going to break down how a team built a computer vision system that wasn't just about fancy tech, but about solving a life or death problem in a factory. Let's dive in. So let's start with the big question, right? Think about a high-risk factory. There are so many dangers, from heavy machinery to all sorts of physical risks. And really, the main thing standing between a worker and a serious injury is their personal protective equipment. Their PPE. But here's the million-dollar question. How do you actually make sure everyone is wearing that crucial gear all the time? All right, so let's look at the old way of doing things. For years, the answer has been, well, pretty manual. You've got supervisors walking the factory floor, doing spot checks, filling out tons of paperwork. It's the classic boots-on-the-ground approach. But as you can probably guess, this method is, let's just say it's got some serious flaws. And here's the breakdown. When you look at it side by side, it's pretty stark. The old way, it's expensive, it's super inefficient, and a supervisor just can't be everywhere at once. Plus, let's be honest, people make mistakes. Things get missed. Records can even be fudged. But then you look at what AI monitoring can do. It's a total game changer. We're talking continuous, 24/7 detection, a reliable and transparent record, and the ability to respond the second something is wrong. So what's the magic ingredient that makes this all possible? Well, it's computer vision. It's basically like giving a computer its own set of eyes and a brain to understand what it's seeing. Imagine a security guard who can watch every single camera feed at once, never gets tired, never blinks, and never misses a thing. That's kind of what we're talking about here. Okay, let's get a little specific. The tool they used is called YOLO 8. It's a pretty wild name, right? It stands for You Only Look Once. And that name actually tells you why it's so good. It's incredibly fast and accurate. It can spot things like a helmet or a safety vest in a live video feed almost instantly. And when you're trying to prevent an accident before it happens, that real-time speed isn't just nice to have. It's absolutely everything. But here's the thing, and this is maybe the most important part of this whole story. You can have the coolest, most powerful AI in the world. But if nobody wants to use it, or if it's confusing and frustrating, then what's the point? It's basically useless. The real secret to making this project work wasn't just the tech. It was how they built it for the people who would use it every day. And this really gets at the heart of it. There are two basic ways you can build something like this. The traditional way is slow and rigid. You write up a huge list of requirements, you go away for 6 months, and then you deliver a final product. The approach they used here, called Lean UX, is the complete opposite. It's fast, it's flexible, and most importantly, it's all about the user, not just a checklist of features. The whole process boils down to this super simple but really powerful loop. Think, make, check. First, you think. You talk to the users, you really dig in and understand their daily struggles. Then you make. You build something small and testable, not a finished product. And finally, you check. You put that prototype in front of real users and see what they think. Then you take that feedback and you start the cycle all over again. It's brilliant. And that think phase, it revealed something huge. Check out this quote. For the supervisors, this wasn't just about ticking a box for safety compliance. It was a massive source of stress and frustration. They genuinely want to keep their people safe, but the tools they had were actually getting in the way. Understanding that feeling, that pressure, that became the North Star for the whole project. Okay, so after all that thinking and listening, it was time for the make phase. This is where the ideas started to become a real thing. They built a prototype, a desktop app specifically for those supervisors. Let's take a quick tour of what they came up with. First things first, a super simple login screen. No fuss, no clutter, just get in and get to work. And boom, here's the main screen. This is the command center. You've got the live video feed right there with the AI doing its thing, and any alerts pop up in real time. The supervisor can see exactly what's happening as it happens. But it's not just about catching problems in the moment. The system has this awesome dashboard that lets supervisors see the bigger picture. Are people always forgetting helmets in one specific area? This helps them spot those trends so they can fix the root cause, not just react to symptoms. And for anyone who's ever had to deal with safety audits, this is a lifesaver. A complete searchable history of every single alert. No more digging through binders of paper. It's all right there, totally transparent. And finally, they knew that every factory is different, so the whole system is customizable. You can tell it exactly what PPE to look for, how often to send alerts. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It adapts to your specific workplace. Okay, so they built this cool prototype based on what users told them. But now for the moment of truth, the check phase. Did it actually work? Was it easy to use? They put it in the hands of 50 industry pros to find out. And the result came back as a single powerful number, 87.6. So what does that mean? Well, on what's called the System Usability Scale, which is kind of the gold standard for this stuff, that score is officially rated as excellent. It's basically hard proof that they nailed it. People found the system incredibly easy to use. And you can see that reflected in the feedback here. Look at this chart. The positive responses from those 50 users, just overwhelmingly high, almost no negative comments at all. That's a huge win and shows that people didn't just find it functional, they actually liked using it. So let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway from all this? It's really about building tech that, actually helps people. It's so easy to get caught up in what's technically possible, but this whole case study is a reminder that what really matters is what's genuinely useful. And this project really gives us a blueprint for how to do it right. First, don't start with the tech. Start with the user's pain points. Then use that fast think, make, check cycle. And always, always test your ideas with real people. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't just to make something that works, it's to make something that people love to use because it makes their lives better. Which really makes you think, doesn't it? We see so much cool technology out there every single day. But what's the actual difference between something that's just cool and something that's genuinely useful? Well, as we saw today, the answer isn't buried in lines of code or complex algorithms. It's much simpler than that. The answer is, and always will be, found with the user.